everybody. Hello. Welcome to Wednesday's Yoga with Amy. I apologize that I'm about a minute late because I have such crazy hay fever that I was blowing and blowing my nose. So if you've joined me and you're feeling a little bit tired or a little bit hay fevery or whatever you've got going on, I totally understand. But the point is that you're here, and it's really, really wonderful that you've been following me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and hopefully it's given you a little bit of a flavour for if you've not been doing a little bit of yoga every single day, for how that feels and whether you like that. And especially whether you've been tuning into the live one or catching up with it later, just finding a time that works for you. And I really hope you've enjoyed them so far. And so today we're on #Wellbeing Wednesday, and we're going to have a little bit of a focus on strength now. I thought I'd put a strength one in the middle of the week because we're feeling a little bit like, is this week ever going to end sometimes on a Wednesday? But I think you do need a bit of physical and emotional strength for your well-being anyway, which is why I've put this one into Wellbeing Wednesday. And another W, we're going to be working towards a warrior pose today. And I like using warrior for strength because you've got that real, I am strong feeling when you're in warrior. So hopefully you'll really enjoy that. And without further ado, we will go to the sofa for our beginning breathing part. So I'm going to move you around here as usual. And so if you are only just tuning in or joining me today, you'll know, messy sofa over here, I shall move that. So you'll know that I've been starting you off sitting on the chair because if you are lying down on the mat, I really didn't want to send anyone to sleep so early in the morning. So that's my logic for starting off on a chair, although for my personal practice in the morning, I do like to just lie down, have a little wiggle around and start to work on my breathing there. So it's totally up to you. But I thought we'd start off here. I'm going to take off my slippers. So take off any socks, any slippers that you have, and then plant your feet into the ground. And take a couple of deep breaths to start with. So you can have your hands wherever they're comfortable. You can have your hands raised up with the palms face up and open. Shoulders nice and relaxed, or you can have them down on your lap, whichever's easier for you. And have your legs at roughly a right angle as well. So beginning to breathe. And have a long, smooth exhale, either out through the nose or through the mouth. I guess it depends if you've got a little bit of hay fever as well. So in and out. It's quite interesting to notice as well which nostril is dominant. So if you have a couple of breaths, big deep breaths, and really draw the breath in all the way from the lower belly, draw it all the way up through the lungs, out through either the nose or the mouth. And then you just notice which nostril is dominant today. And apparently that dominance switches over every couple of hours or so. So it's just sometimes a nice point of focus. So continuing to breathe and just arriving here, preparing to begin the physical practice. And we are going to be thinking about strength today. So as you draw in a breath, just imagine that you're drawing up a little bit of strength to get you through the day. And very soon we're going to be embodying this warrior figure. So just think for yourself, what does that mean to be a strong warrior? So continuing to breathe With every breath, just feel yourself getting stronger. That doesn't mean sucking up and kind of hunching shoulders and going like this, not that kind of strength, but just that inner strength. And on the outside, your body is alert, but it's not tense. And then just slowly make your way over to your mat, lying down. I'm going to bring you over here. And I've got myself a blanket to pad my knees today. So you'll need a blanket close by, but not on your mat yet. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to come to lying down on the mat. So just when you arrive here, you can either place hands on the body, hands out. You can have your legs out long if you wish. But we're just going to spend 2 breaths here, just settling in again. So going back to that strong breath we had when we were sat down a moment ago. So you're going to inhale, draw that strength up. Exhale. And take one more breath like that. And then bring the palms of the hands facing up, arms by the side of the body. And this time again, you've got the option to have one leg bent as we do this next move, or legs down. So that's up to you. So you're going to inhale, bring the left leg up, pressing the heel of the foot to the sky. Exhale, hug that knee in. Inhale, release. Exhale, we're going to bring the knee over to the side. So left knee to left side. And then back to center. So every movement we do, you're going to use one breath. It doesn't really matter if you inhale or exhale. So I'll walk you through that again. So breathe and press the heel in up towards the sky. And then on your next breath, hug the knee in. On your next breath, release. And then on your next breath, take that leg over to the left side. So all the while, this right hip needs to stay down on the floor. So you can always take your right hand, place it on your hip, and just make sure that it's not coming off the ground at all. And then that right foot should be flexed if it's not up here. So if you are getting some lower back pains, then please bring the right sole of the foot to the ground. If you're fine, then you can bring that right leg down, but make sure this leg is really nice and active. And then bring that knee in and then back up. So we're just going to have another little go. In, out, and then side. And then breathe. Breathe. And then we're going to lower this leg all the way down, so you can use your hands on the ground to just help you do that. And then shake off the legs a little bit here. Notice the difference between how both of the legs feel. And then you're going to inhale, taking the right leg up this time, pressing the heel of the foot to the sky. It is the morning, which means that it might not shoot all the way up to the sky, but just do your best today. And we're not using any straps at the moment, so this is really just whatever movement you have in your leg today. So we're not going to push it too much at the very, very start of our practice. Like I said, if you wish, you can have your left sole of the foot to the ground. And then with your next breath, we're going to bring the knee in, give it a little hug in. And again, the left leg is down, it's active. The left hip isn't going to come off the ground as we take the right leg out. The right knee falls to the right side. Left leg active. On your next breath, bring it back to center. And then again, pressing the heel of the right foot to the sky. And then inhale, bring that right knee in. exhale. And then on your next breath, take the right knee out. So we're just starting to coordinate our movement with our breath. And this is a really nice little exercise in which to do that. So inhale, press into the heel. Then on your next breath, hug the right knee in. On your next breath, release. Then on your next breath, take the knee out. Feel the stretch in the hips there. Just notice maybe one leg went a bit further down than the other one without that opposite hip coming up. Inhale in, extend the leg. We'll make that our last one, taking the palms of the hands down, and then using our core strength. So we're going to the strength thing now, to lower the leg down really nice and slowly, and have another little bit of a shake off. So you might want to bring your hips up, just have a little bit of a wiggle here. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to bring both the knees up towards the chest. Give yourself a really big hug. Hug. And then bring both of the soles of the feet back down towards the ground. Some options here for the arms. So you can keep the palms of the hands face down. You can have cactus arms like this, or you can have your arms out in a T shape, which is tricky for me because I've got this wall here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into a cactus shape here. And just make sure that the upper body feels nice and relaxed. And we're going to go into a twist. So you're going to inhale, then exhale to allow the legs to gently move over to the left side. And if that feels okay for your spine, then take your gaze over to the right. Inhale, engage the muscles of the abdomen to bring your legs back to center. And then as you exhale, take the legs over to the right side and take your gaze over to the left. And then inhale, engage in the core. So again, moving with the breath, inhaling and exhaling to come in and out of the twist. Inhale, engage in that core strength. So we're starting to awaken those core muscles now. Exhale down. Inhale. And we'll just do one more on each side. So remembering to make the movement really slow and controlled and moving with the breath. Very good. And bring the knees back to center, hugging both the knees all the way in, rounding the spine as you give yourself a really nice big hug today. And then we'll just take the wrists and take the feet and just have a little bit of a wiggle into all of the joints here. So into the ankle joints, into the wrist joints in both directions. Maybe becoming twinkly stars with the hands as well, and have a little bit of a shake off. Oh, I do like a good dead bug shake, so maybe we can do that now as well. Very good. Bringing the legs back down. Take a full body stretch here. Inhale to really reach the fingertips and the toes to both sides of the room, and then exhale down. Beautiful. Okay. And so we're going to slowly come up to seated. Sorry that I came up a little bit quickly there. I was just checking what we're doing. So we're going to come up. We've got some options here. Cross-legged is not always the most comfortable, but that is one option. And what we need to make sure is that we can get the spine in its neutral curve. So just as if I was lying down on the floor, that's how the spine needs to look. Sometimes it's more uncomfortable and the spine can be here. So if that's the case, then you may need to grab a pillow if you like. You can place this in between the legs to just come and sit down here. So that might be okay. You might be fine without the pillow, but just give it a go. So come to a comfortable seated position. I personally quite like just sitting down on my heels like this. So we're going to do a little bit of a cat-cow, but we're going to do it seated this time. So you're going to inhale to shine the chest up towards the sky. So notice that I'm not cranking the neck all the way back. And then exhale to round the spine. Really send the front of the hips forward and the belly button to the spine, dropping the head down. Inhale and expand across the chest. You can even move the arms into this as well. Exhale to round. I like to pretend I'm hugging a giant beach ball here as well. Inhale to expand the chest, open up. Maybe smile here. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. And then just as we did yesterday, you don't need to move now. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to take the right hand down. Inhale, raise the left arm up. Have a little bit of a stretch here. Inhale a couple of times. Really reaching the fingertips, but still keeping that space around the shoulders. Inhale back to center and take a little side stretch on the other side. Inhale to reach, keeping the space around the neck if possible. Big smile because we are working our way up to becoming strong warriors today. Inhale up and just give everything a little bit of a shake. It's always good to have a little bit of a shake. Okay, so we're going to come over onto all fours now. This is where the blanket can be a really good idea. I didn't use the blanket yesterday, but of course, it's always when we're doing anything on the knees, can be a really good idea to use the blanket so we don't damage the knees at all. It makes it a bit more comfy. And so we're just going to bring our attention. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I do apologise. See, that's the thing with live. I was coughing yesterday, sneezing today. So in our tabletop, we are going to plant both of the hands into the ground and just make sure that we've got every single finger evenly planted into the earth. So we've got, particularly the thumb and first finger gets forgotten about a little bit. So just make sure you've got equal weight across both hands. And we're pressing into the fingertips. And then we're pressing down into our shins and our knees as well. And we've got the core lightly engaged, just so that we're not flopping down here. A little bit of engagement. We're not rounding either, so just make sure you're somewhere in the middle. Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm going to have to blow my nose. Hay fever. Oh. Okay, so we're in tabletop position. And from here, we're going to raise the right leg up. And it's going to be pointing in a diagonal way. So it'll depend on how far your hips will open today. So you might want your leg all the way out here because your hips are naturally quite open. But just make sure that you can shine your chest to that wall in front. And then from here, we're going to creep the toes a little bit further forward so our leg's no longer perpendicular. And we're just going to lean into that leg a little bit, just get a bit of a stretch around the hip. So we're leaning into that leg, but we're opening the hip at the same time. So you can move with the breath. Inhale, lean, exhale, come back. And just make sure that your knee never goes over your toes like this. So if my toes are too far back, my knee's coming over my toes and it's not supporting the knee enough there. So just make sure that that doesn't happen. So you're going from a bit of a wider angle to a perpendicular angle here. And then swap over. So you bring the right knee in and then take the left knee out a little bit further. And then we're leaning into that left leg and still grounding down with our right leg as well. And keeping the upper body nice and alert here, but relaxed as well. Inhale, bring that leg back. And so we're going to bring the right leg up again. And this time we're going to take the left hand down towards the right foot. And then we're going to take the right hand towards the left hand. And we're going to inhale and open up towards the right side. And then we're going to exhale that hand down. We're going to need a little bit more space here. So both hands down. Inhale, open up towards this right side. Exhale down. And you might need to adjust the leg here if that feels a bit uncomfortable. You need a bit more space for the hips. Then you might want to just readjust the leg, readjust the hands. And so when we bring the right hand up, we're pressing into the fingertips of the left hand. And we're opening up, we're taking the gaze up. And exhale down. One more time. This time when you come up, you're going to really draw up the strength of this posture from the earth to give you that energy to really reach the right fingertips up and open up the collarbones, relaxing the neck here. And then exhale down. And so we're going to change over to the other side. You'll notice that your hips might feel a little bit more stretched now. So left foot comes up to the left side, walking the hands over near to the left foot. And then I'm going to turn completely away from you now, pressing down into the right fingertips to draw the energy up. And then drawing your bow and arrow with your left hand, bring the left hand all the way up, shoot the left hand all the way up. And we're rotating here all the way from the belly. And then exhale that left hand back down. Inhale, draw the left hand back up. And I've dropped into what's very common for hypermobile people, which is that standing hand sometimes hyperextends like this. So really try and make sure that you grip into the fingers and you keep that right arm, or whichever arm is down, you keep it really nice and strong here. And one last time, you're going to draw the strength up from the earth. Inhale. And then exhale back down. So bringing both hands to the center of the mat, taking the left leg back, maybe having a little wiggle with the bum here. Wiggle, wiggle Wednesday. And then inhale, take the hips all the way back on an exhale. Creep the fingertips forward for a little bit of an active child's pose, or you can take the arms around the side of the body for a slightly less active child's pose. So just taking a few breaths there in child's pose. And we're going to do some fun things now. And take one more breath down here in your child's pose. You're going to inhale, press into the fingertips to lift you all the way back up. Very good. And now you're going to inhale, step the right foot up, and then the left. So we come into forward fold. And remember from yesterday, we need to bend the knees deeply. And you can still keep this mat here actually, because, this blanket here, because you might want to pad your knees. We're going to work a bit of a warrior into our sun salutation. So you're going to inhale, raise the arms up slowly. Exhale, bring the palms of the hands to the heart. So I might just bring the camera up a little. There we go. So we've got hands to the heart, stepping towards the front of your mat with a little bit of space there. And drawing that strength, that energy up from the earth. So we've worked a little bit before on getting a good solid foundation, planting the feet into the ground. And then engage the core. Inhale, take your arms all the way up. Exhale, and bring the hands all the way down towards the mat with very, very bent knees here. And then taking your head between your legs. And if you wish, you can press into the feet to start to work into the hamstrings a little bit here. Inhale and exhale, take the right foot back. We're going to come onto the right knee. And then from here, we're going to inhale, take the arms up over the head. And just again, make sure that your knee isn't coming over your toes. So we're going to inhale, and this whole part of the body here should be nice and vertical. But when we take the hands up overhead, we have the option to come into a little bit of a back bend by shining the chest all the way forwards. And sometimes it's good to do, not in prayer, but in a V shape with your arms. So inhale, open the chest, big smile. Exhale down. Tucking the back toes under, bringing the left foot back. So we're either in plank now or we're in a knees down plank. Inhale, draw the elbows in towards the body. Body weight should be forwards now. And then exhale, and really, really, really slowly lowering the body down. And then bring the forehead to the mat. Inhale to lift the chest, use those back muscles. Exhale, forehead to the mat. Inhale, tuck the toes under, press up and back into downward dog. So we did this yesterday. If you wanted to catch up, just to get a little bit of a handle on downward dog. And then we're going to take the right foot just up a little bit in the air. So the toes are still pointing downwards. We're not rotating the hips out. And then we're going to inhale, bring the right foot somewhere behind the right hand. You might want to take a couple of steps to get there. Exhale, place the back foot down on the mat, pointing towards the top left-hand corner. Press into the right toes to lift yourself up. So you really feel this right leg firing up to bring you up into our warrior position. Should look something like this. It doesn't need to be hugely wide. And you should have one foot pointing towards the front end of your mat, and then your back foot should be pointing to that left corner of the mat. And you've got the two hip points pointing forwards. Inhale, bending the front knee, come into that little bit of a back bend, drawing the strength up from the earth and pressing into both feet now. So continuing to breathe here. Both feet really nicely planted into the earth, drawing the strength up the legs. Make sure now that your knee is not tipping over the front foot and that you're rotating the right thigh so that your knee is not curling inwards as well. One more strong warrior breath here. Smile, and then exhale. We're going to come onto the toes of the back foot, and then we're going to bring the arms all the way down to the floor. And then we're going to step the left foot to meet the front right foot. Again, coming into a forward fold. This can be as loose and wiggly or as hamstringy as you like. So either choosing to press into the feet to work into the backs of the legs, or just taking a nice forward fold to release the back here with bent knees. Inhale, press into the toes, bend the knees deeply, lead with the chest to bring yourself all the way up. Exhale the fingertips down to the chest for Anjali Mudra, which is prayer position at your chest. You can hear my breath already. I'm out of breath, but this is good for the morning to get the blood flowing. So we're going to take that one more time. We're going to inhale, the hands all the way up. Exhale, the hands come all the way down towards the mat. So big bend in the knees, fingertips pressing into the mat. Inhale and exhale to take the gaze between the legs, really get comfy in your Uttanasana forward fold. Then you're going to inhale, take the left foot back. Exhale, place the left knee down. And then pressing into the toes of the front foot to lift the upper body up. Again, you should have roughly vertical line with the upper body and with that back leg. And then the front leg should be roughly perpendicular as well. So just make sure you've got that set up. And then inhale, raising the arms up. I'm going to creep those front toes a little bit more forward. Exhale, arms down. I'm going to go into it again. So inhale, arms up. Oh, that's the importance of a really solid foundation. So pressing into the toes and pressing into that back leg as well. Exhale down. So give that one more go. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale, bringing the hands to the mat and taking the right foot back, coming into plank or plank with the knees down. Bringing the body weight forward so that it's over, so that your shoulders are over your wrists. Bringing their elbows in towards the body and then gently lowering the body down. I always come too far forward, so I'm going to scoot back. Pressing into the tops of the feet, engaging the legs and using the back muscles to shine the chest forwards in your baby cobra pose. Exhale to lower the forehead down, tuck the toes, lift up and back, send the hips back into your downward dog. So again, don't forget to engage the fingertips here, engage the shoulders like we did yesterday. So the shoulder blades rotate down the back, creating space around the neck. You can walk the dog a little bit if you wish here. And then you want to take the left leg back. So again, make sure that you're not tipping to the side here. Left toes pointing down. Inhale, stepping the left foot somewhere behind the left hand and taking the right foot to the top right diagonal corner of your mat. That's where it should be pointing. And then pressing into the left toes and engaging the muscles of the left leg to really help you rise up in your strong warrior position. And then you may wish to just readjust the legs here. Should be a little bit of a space between the front and back foot, so they're not on a parallel line. Taking a moment to settle into the warrior pose, making sure that you've got equal weight balance between both feet. Then inhale, take the arms up and overhead, and we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So really enjoying this strong warrior pose. So again, making sure that the front knee isn't tipping over the front toes and that that left thigh is rotating outwards so that the knee's not dipping in here. And then really drawing up from the earth through the feet to lift and lengthen in your warrior one pose. Feel the strength in your legs and your core. And then we're going to come onto the toes of the right foot. And then we're going to bring the hands all the way down towards the mat. Stepping the right foot now to meet the left at the front of the mat. Take a forward fold here. Bend the knees generously. You might want to rock side to side. Allow the neck to hang. Press into the feet. Lead with the chest and draw the arms all the way up. And back down into Anjali Mudra. So I've gone slightly over time, but that is okay because it's Wednesday and we need all the strength we can get on a Wednesday. So I'm going to come down towards my mat. So come down in whatever way suits you. And grab anything you might want to just have a little bit of focus on the breath for a few minutes. And I'm going to let my whole body relax down into the mat, but you may wish to have the soles of the feet on the ground with the knees tented in. So just make that choice for you, whatever you like. And we'll just spend a couple of minutes here. I'm also going to place right hand on belly, left hand on chest. And begin to tune into the natural rhythm of the breath. And hopefully you felt some strength today from your warrior sequence. And our Shavasana posture at the end can be a really nice place to set a little bit of a goal or to repeat a mantra such as I am strong. So if that helps you today, then you might want to spend a couple of minutes just tuning into the breath. And with every exhale, just repeating the words, I am strong. And really let that help you through the day. So if something does come up and it makes you feel stressed or makes you feel angry or annoyed or weak even, then just tap back into this feeling, this I am strong feeling, knowing that you can get through it and you'll be fine. And so you may want to spend a few minutes here. It just depends how much time you have. So obviously if you've got 5 minutes, if you've got 10 minutes, then this really is the perfect time to treat yourself to just doing nothing. And it's really important to just do nothing for a few moments and then to carry that feeling that we've felt here with us throughout the day. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. You're doing such a fab job keeping up with the Yoga with Amy. So well done, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for our next live yoga session. Bye.